type? Does type need its own structure? What can you do on a type? What are some of the operations you can do? I guess you can like unify or something. Um, we'll have to do type inference and resolution. Actually, we may not have to do type inference. I'm not sure I'm even going to allow there to be any type inference. I think it's going to have to all be explicit. Well, I'll see. But that's sort of where I'm leaning at the moment. So we may not even have to do type inference. But we will have to check for equality. That is something that we'll probably have to do a lot. We'll probably have to unwind type. Maybe. We'll make type a thing. We'll make type a thing. It can have a signature. That's how that works. Yep. I can't use type. That is upsetting. I don't think that's allowed either. This upsets me. Q type. No, that's it for now. Data type, Q type equals. Right, it's probably going to have to be a record. The reason for that is because we want a couple of things. No, not true. Not true. Not true. Function type, which will be parameter list. So I guess like a Q type list or Q type vector, I suppose. No reason to make it a list. And a Q type result. That'll be a function type, and then we'll have a sum type, which will be, I guess, just a Q type vector. And then we'll have a product type, which is again a Q type vector. And is that it? We have function types, sum types, and product types, and primitive types. Which I guess we just need to give an identifier. So ID. Which can just be a string or a number even. I mean, it doesn't have to be fancier than a number. Oh, I need to keep track of what... No, I don't. Aliases keep track of that stuff. Yeah, so I think this is everything. And then an identifier needs to have both a name, so it needs to be an identifier, and then it needs to have a type and a value, I guess. Yeah, so then I guess we want structure identify. Is that really how I want to do it? Maybe. We have type ID, so this will be this could just be int. This can just be a number. It's fine. And then we'll have no type ID. This one is a record, and the record is going to be the name, which is a string. The Q type, and the value. This is so dumb. Okay, so those are the things that is going to make up an identifier. And then the Q value. Can't I just make this T? Isn't that good enough? Isn't that how this usually works? Yeah, this is how this usually works. You just go T. We'll come back to that later. Ident, I guess. Ident is fine. And this is Q type, which is type.t, and this is value.t. Right, and so structure value. What are the values going to be? So they can be lambdas, they can be primitives, or is primitive a type? That's actually a good question. Primitive's not a type, it's a value. So maybe we just have function types, sumprites, and product types. So I guess this can be lambda. Am I missing an of, by the way? I feel like it's meant to be of. Yeah, it's of. That's a fantastic question, how we're going to do lambdas. We'll come back to this. Or unit, yeah. What else can we have? A primitive, and that can just be the primitive number. And what else do we have up here? I think that's everything for values. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Values are either lambdas or primitives. Is that true? Is that true? They're either lambdas or primitives? Every value? Every value is either... I mean, it's... No, it doesn't have to be a primitive. Because it can be instantiated. No. A lambda or a primitive. Really, every single value. That's crazy. I guess. We'll come back to that if we need to. It doesn't matter too much. Okay, so this is like... Yeah, this is kind of at the macro level. This is not at the... Yes, this is like before macros. So what we're going to do right now is we're just going to skip the macro level entirely and just go straight into the parsing level. So what I want is I want claim. So where is claim going to live? That's going to live in like... I guess primitives can be, although primitives might already be the name of something. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so we'll use primitives, and the primitives will have a claim, are the ones we had above, but we'll start with claim and alias. Maybe we should check this in parser. Or maybe we should call parser expander right now, and then parser is something else, because this is really going to be the macro expander. So maybe like expand. Yeah. And then this is PP, and this is just T, and this is T. This stuff can come into the parser, so this just becomes T's, And this is just PP. And this is also just PP. Okay, and this becomes a T. This is a T vector. Do we have any more PP? And this will be expander. This will be expand. Does that compile? No. Syntax error. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. An hour 20. Syntax error. Q type. Yep, fair enough. Oh. Uh-huh. This is just expand, right? Okay, cool. So we didn't lose anything. And I want to change my example program. In fact, I want to grab... Damn, it's not complete. I want to grab this as an example program. This is a good start. Most curious. And because right now our expander just parses it into this form but doesn't do anything with it, which is fine. That's fine. Because we'll receive this, yeah, into our parser. Okay, so that'll be structure parser. And here, we'll need some sort of type. It'll probably be a record of some kind. I don't know yet. But we have an error, which is interesting. So the expander fails. I guess it's not really expander, this is like reader, and it's the macros that happen. I mean, it kind of does both. It's an expander and a reader. So we've got a reader and a parser. I might as well, we'll make, we'll make it more explicit about what's going on. Okay, and expansion will be something else, which for now we will skip. It'll still be in the reader structure, I think, but we'll skip it for now. But the important point is the claim is that this fails. Why does this fail?